We at Enactus Nottingham believe in the power of social enterprise to create business and transform lives.
This year, our members have driven entrepreneurial progress and have propelled our businesses to achieve even greater social and environmental impact.
Today, we would like to present two innovative businesses, Nutri-Greens and Foodprint.
One determined to introduce future food internationally to combat malnutrition.
And one striving to transform the food supply chain in the UK.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Dan.
I'm Farah.
I'm Ethan.
And Yash, Annabelle, Samantha and Lucian are our supporting team. And we are Enactus Nottingham.
Let us take you to Uganda, where 2.2 million children suffer from stunted growth due to malnutrition, one of the worst affected areas in sub-Saharan Africa.
Many of these children eat the same corn-based food for all 3 meals, every day, every year.
This meal deprives children of key micronutrients, including iron, zinc and vitamin A, essential for a healthy development.
Malnourished children are more likely to drop out of school or repeat academic years. 133,000 children have to repeat grades in Uganda.
Malnutrition affects the achievements of these children at a crucial stage in their life. Imagine feeling like you're underachieving because you can't concentrate, but don't understand why.
The knock-on effects of malnutrition is so widespread that the economic loss to Uganda is almost $900 million every year. This illustrates the extent to which malnutrition affects communities across Uganda.
This is a global health crisis, with children at its core.
So, having carried out research last summer, our Enactus team discovered leafy greens and microgreens, which we can add as a garnish to children's daily school meals in Uganda, directly combating child malnutrition.
Leafy greens are high in zinc, iron and vitamin A, which are vital for children's healthy development. Microgreens are green shoots that can be harvested after just 7 to 14 days. They contain up to 40 times more nutrients gram for gram and use 95% less water than their fully grown vegetable counterparts.
Our Nutri-Greens business model contains 2 strands, selling to restaurants and empowering schools. Firstly, selling to restaurants.
We have secured a partnership with a high-end restaurant called La Chateau in Kampala, where we will sell trays of microgreens at a 50% profit margin.
This will fund the second part of our business model, empowering schools.
By providing these schools with the soil and seeds, we can empower them to grow and harvest their own Nutri-Greens to add to children's meals. These children will gain both the educational and nutritional benefits of Nutri-Greens, receiving up to a 43% increase to their recommended dietary allowance.
However, we found that urban schools had a big need for nutrition but limited access to land. So, we used entrepreneurial leadership and worked with the mechanical engineering department at our university to design our very own vertical farming structure, taking advantage of the school's limited space.
We not only want to empower these schools through their diet, but also through their education. So, we have developed a 3-month interactive program.
We are educating the children on the importance of Nutri-Greens in their diet and equipping them with the knowledge to teach their own communities how to grow Nutri-Greens.
Although Nutri-Greens is still in its implementation stage, we have already secured a £9,000 grant, enabling us to build a greenhouse containing 800 trays and vertical farming structures.
But we have not stopped here. We found that at least 9 in every 10 educated Ugandan is unemployed. So, we adapted our business model to tackle this problem.
We now work with 2 Ugandan graduate students who we are training to manage operations on the ground and spread knowledge of the nutritional value of Nutri-Greens.
We flew out to Uganda just last September, where we educated 328 children at Outbound School on the importance of healthy eating and taught 60 farmers from 6 different countries how to sustainably farm Nutri-Greens.
By supplying Nutri-Greens to the restaurant, we will produce a consistent revenue, enabling us to empower the school, where we can educate and provide nutrition to over 600 children.
We will impact these children through boosting their immune system and brain development. This means they'll be more energised, healthier and achieve more each and every school day.
We educate the schools through our programme, providing them with the knowledge and resources to lead healthier lives.
And we empower the community through our programme, providing them with the knowledge and resources to lead healthier lives.
Our vision is being shared in Kampala, having already identified 2 more restaurants and 1 more school. We will sow the seeds of Nutri-Greens across whole communities. Enactus Nottingham has used the power of innovation this year to develop Nutri-Greens. This inspired us to further innovate our existing local business, Foodprint.
We should all have access to healthy, affordable food, but this is something that 8.4 million people are deprived of in the UK.
This is the reality in our community, where over 21,000 children feel the damaging effects of food poverty.
It's the burden that weighs on parents' shoulders.
It's the sacrifice that families make as they have no choice but to buy food for hunger instead of food for health.
Nottingham is not only affected by the social and economic impacts of food poverty, but also by the environmental issue of food waste.
Over 9.5 million tonnes of food is wasted every year in the UK alone, of which a shocking 70% is still edible.
All this food is going to landfill, whilst families in Nottingham are unable to afford their next meal.
With the support of Nottingham City Council, we identified the impoverished area of Sneinton.
So, in 2017, this is where we opened Foodprint, the first ever social supermarket in Nottingham tackling both food waste and food poverty.
Through a partnership with Fair Share Co-op UK, along with our network of suppliers, we receive up to a tonne of food every week that would otherwise go to landfill. We support our community in two main ways.
Firstly, our store in Sneinton. We open the doors to our community 3 days a week, selling food 60% cheaper than other supermarkets.
Secondly, our redistribution network. We deliver free food to local charities tackling food poverty, homeless shelters, retirement homes, and children's breakfast clubs, ensuring vulnerable groups have access to healthy, nutritious meals.
Our shop and redistribution network is run by a team of 29 local and student volunteers who all go through an induction process, training them to carry out our daily operations.
We make environmentally conscious decisions in every part of our business. So, when it comes to Foodprint's own food waste, through our partner company Envar, our surplus food ends up in forms of energy rather than landfill.
Foodprint has been running sustainably for the last 3 years, but let us tell you about what we have done this year, introducing our 3 new innovations.
Firstly, our new dried fruit product, Dried Apple Smiles. We've been providing bread to school breakfast clubs for over 2 years through our partnership with Hovis.
But this year we developed Dried Apple Smiles to supplement the bread because schools wanted a more nutritious breakfast.
We are partnering with a local charity called Space Inclusive, a day centre for adults with learning difficulties. These individuals are trained to dry and package the dried apple smiles, which improves their confidence and gives them a sense of achievement.
Secondly, our newly innovated mobile social supermarket, Foodprint on Wheels. We identified that isolated areas of our community, such as retirement villages, were not able to reach our Sneinton store. So we brought our store to them.
We designed and renovated our second van, granted to us by the Ford Motor Company Fund, transforming it into Foodprint on Wheels, taking food to those that need it, anywhere, at any time.
Thirdly, our newest food innovation, the Bread Brew project. We re-evaluated Foodprint's own food waste and found that the supply of bread outweighed the demand.
So, we converted surplus bread into beer, with a partnership with an environmentally conscious local brewery.
We have already brewed 7,000 litres of beer. Our cans and casks can be sold in 74 outlets across the UK, including the supermarket chain Spar.
Having upcycled over 10,000 slices of bread, we have saved the equivalent of 1.3 tonnes of CO2 emissions from being released into the atmosphere.
All the money made from the Bread Brew project is reinvested back into Foodprint to increase our social impact.
By tackling the problem of food waste, Foodprint has prevented 26 tonnes of food from going to landfill, 2.5 times greater than the amount we saved last year.
This year we have saved over 106 tonnes of CO2 from the atmosphere, which is equivalent to flying a plane for over 5 weeks.
Through entrepreneurial leadership, we have increased the number of people that we consistently feed from 610 to 1,353 individuals across Nottingham in just 1 year.
Children now start every school day with a full stomach and the fuel to learn.
The homeless now benefit from the comfort of a warm and filling meal.
And this year, the elderly from 4 isolated retirement communities told us they were able to shop for their own food for the first time in years, thanks to Foodprint on Wheels. Last year, we introduced Charlie, a local volunteer who hoped to gain employment and income for her partner and 2 young children.
With the training and experience she gained whilst volunteering with us, Charlie was empowered. She has now successfully secured a full-time job at Nationwide Care Services and still gives up her Saturday mornings to Foodprint to give back to the community she grew up in. Charlie was also one of our 442 shop customers, each with a different story to tell.
Meet Laura and Heather. Laura is a single mother of 2 and Heather provides for her 2 disabled children.
I remember filling two baskets full of shopping for like £6, and that could be £30–40 in a supermarket, so it saves me a lot of money.
I just wouldn't be able to buy what I'm buying on our normal budget. I can only get it because we're coming here.
From the food that we save to the lives that we change, Foodprint has created a lifeline for the community of today and hope for the community of tomorrow.
This year, Enactus Nottingham has been more innovative than ever.
Nutri-Greens has taken the food of the future across the globe to Uganda.
Introducing innovative agricultural methods to whole communities.
And Foodprint is directly tackling food poverty and food waste across Nottingham.
And is impacting even more lives with our 3 new innovations.
This year, our 103 members have developed 10 businesses,
Generated £54,000.
Saved over 106 tonnes of CO2 emissions.
And have impacted the lives of over 2,000 people.
but it's not just the numbers that are important.
It's the change we see.
It's the stories they tell.
It's the communities we empower.
We are Enactus Nottingham, creating business, transforming lives.